Welcome to my review of the Logitech G333 or G33. This is the League of Legends variant, but it is basically the same as the normal G333 model, which comes in, I think, in black, white, which this is, and I think there's another colour. I got these from Amazon UK. I was not paid to do this video, and all the thoughts and opinions are my own. But I will say again, this model, the G333, it's exactly the same as the other variants. This is just a branding with the League of Legends on it. And yeah, let's get into it. Like I said in the intro, G333. This is also, as well, the same headset, ignoring with the microphone that they use on their VR headsets. So it's the same drivers. It's just it doesn't have the inline controls. Anyway, this character, I don't play League of Legends, but this is just a variant that I could get hold of. But like I said in the introduction, it's the same as the normal G333. So specs, it's a dual driver. That's what they stated as being reality. It's probably more like a single dynamic driver. 20 Hz to 20 kHz, 24 ohm impedance, and sensitivity of 101.6. So it's slightly higher than I would normally expect. Cord length 1.2. The thing is, they advertise this as a gaming earbud, shall we say, but the cable is only 1.2 meters long, so you have to be close to your computer. So you have to bear that in mind. So open this up. Basically, you got all the different use cases. I've tried this with my phone, and I've tried this with my laptop, and I've tried it with my PC, which you'll see a clip later on. Various information. What the buttons do. The buttons, it works without the DAC. There's actually a separate DAC, which is why I wanted to get this, which I've shown a bit. Obviously, you got volume up and down, play, pause, which is 1, as you can see there. 1 click. 2 for next track and 3 for like previous track, so that's quite good. Just get them out. Also comes with just safety and compliance information, whoever reads that. So you get tips. It comes with mediums already on it, which I'll show you in a bit. So it's got these jazzy small and large tips. Little carry pouch, which is a nice touch. Probably doesn't offer any real protection, but something is better than nothing. The audio adapter, and this actually has a DAC in it. So it's 4-pole, it supports 4-pole, and it's to Type-C. Doesn't need drivers. This actually works in Windows 7, which I was actually quite pleased with. And on to what we actually want to see. So these are a dynamic driver. In reality, it acts more like a single. So L, other one says R, flat cable. There's a lip on there to keep it tight as well. I don't mind the blue, it's kind of different. These are more focused for consumer grade kind of gamers. I'll feed flat cable there. Got the branding, which is KDA. Obviously volume up, down, like I said. Play, pause, and that's it. And obviously the adapter, which goes up to 24-bit 96 kHz, which is kind of cool. So it's good that it's actually a real adapter. It's about the same size length as an Apple dongle. So yeah, so on to I'm going to show you what it's like in Windows, and I'll probably do a quick microphone sample at the same time, and then it will be my review. So this is what it looks like in Windows 10. I am also recording using the microphone itself. Ignore that, that's just my USB mic plugged in. I am actually using the G33's inline microphone with the Type-C adapter, and this is what it actually sounds like. I'm going to go over playback first. So this is what it comes in on Windows 10. It also works perfect in Windows 7, which is, I really appreciate them doing that. Also works a PS4, you just plug it in and it works. But anyway, it comes in levels. This is the default, I have not changed it. It seems to be about the right level, so use that as guidance for when, if you do have these enhancements, make sure you always do disable them. Advanced. So it actually does 2 channel, which is what you want, 16-bit, 44.1, 4896, 4896. Now, this is the reason why I actually wanted this, because it actually includes an included audio adapter, plus it doesn't need drivers, which is quite good. So it does that. That's off. Recording. As you say, I'm using the actual microphone itself. Properties. Levels. By default, it was about 74%, which was a little bit hot. I've lowered it to 50, and that seems fine for what I'm using at the moment. It's about, I'd say, 3 inches away from my mouth. And yeah, advanced. Locked at 16-bit 48Hz, and that's just what it's like in Windows. Now on to the actual review section of the G333. Like in the previous clip, the microphone actually sounds pretty good, and in Windows 10 and in 7 it actually detects that this is a real adapter, and this is kind of the first part I want to talk about. And this is probably one of the reasons why I wanted to try this, to see what this adapter is like. Obviously, you do not get an adapter to USB-A, it just comes with this. I like that it actually supports, obviously, the full functionality of the actual buttons. So, play, pause, next track, previous track, end call, answer call. And if you hold it down, it also does voice assistant. But yeah, I think this is one of the most unique things, is this. It actually sounds, I don't know what the chipset is, but it sounds pretty good, and I like they've included a real adapter that doesn't need drivers, so that's pretty cool that that's with it. Now actually onto this, let's get to the wire. It's flat, and this, the actual controls on the microphone, sits in your right ear, so the right side, and it exits quite near your mouth, so it's very easy to basically talk. Instead of this being further down, close to your chest, it's actually quite close to your mouth. This is the KDA model, which is exactly the same as the others, but this is the League of Legends kind of link to it. As you say, a flat wire, nothing really good or bad to say, it does its job really. Obviously 4-pole. Let's get to comfort. Comfort on these is fine. You may get a little suction kind of feel because of what they are, but they're just kind of a generic shape, nothing too bad. R, the other one I obviously say is L. Comes to these tips, which are kind of wide bore tips. Works fine, they're not really heavy. I think these are aluminium kind of shells, which is alright. So, sound. Obviously, the intended design for these is gaming, and these are bass heavy. Like, they do sound kind of dark. They're not V-shaped or nothing like that. They have an emphasised low end. Like, so the mid bass and upper bass is really like, it's really there. It's probably the best way to describe it. So I've tried these for casual gaming, and they do work for that. Just for fun. They're no good for competitive gaming because they're too bassy. But for fun, casual gaming, shooters, action games, anything like that, these sound alright. They sound okay for that. They say, in reality, if you've got a more of a sharp ear, you want to EQ down the low end a bit, and normally you have to EQ things up, but these you need to EQ it down. They're supposed to have 2 drivers inside, but in reality it seems like it's only really 1. But yeah, so it's a bit boomy, but these are designed for casual, consumer use, and for consumers it's probably okay really, because consumers like bass, they like the low end, so it's alright. Mids, so upper mids I'll start from the bottom. Lower mids are emphasised, so basically it's bass bleed, and the negative is they sound muddy, or can sound muddy. In a game it seems less of a problem because you're having fun with the game, and it makes it more immersive with all the the low end, but when you use it actually in music, you seem to notice more the flaws. So the lower mids are emphasised, which is so it sounds muddy, which is a shame. Obviously, with a EQ, you can probably help solve that, but out of the box, that's what I like. Mids, they're okay, they're nothing special. These are tuned quite different to what I normally review. Most Chinese kind of IEMs, earphones, have an elevated upper mids. These don't have that. So if you like female vocals, they're not as forward with these, just by design. But in the Western world, it's more Western tuning. Is probably the best way to describe these. But for me, it's okay really. It depends on what kind of genres you like. Into the treble region, again, they're not bright sounding. There's a couple of peaks here and there in the treble region, mid treble. I think there's a peak around 10 from what I can hear, which helps a lot bit with soundstage. The soundstage is enough. It's probably the best way to describe it. You're never going to copy headphones, that's all you got for drivers. But for normal fun gaming, they're alright. But if a treble, the detail's okay. The detail could be better, and details could be better. It does have it does sound kind of natural though with its presentation, because it's not forced in your face like some of the ones I've tried. It has a more realistic approach to the sound, but it does sound kind of dark as well because of the emphasised low end. But yeah, they're not too bad really. They are, for gaming, they got good enough imaging, they need more stage and they need less low end. As you say, these are more designed for casual gaming. I like how they've included the adapter so you can use it with... I tried this with my Windows 10 PC and my Windows 7 laptop. It works fine with that. Volume control, everything all works fine. One thing, as these are more gaming focused, see the microphone, but the button in the middle, that really should be push to talk, which would really help, but it's not designed for that. This is just a normal, basically headset controls really, as you can see there. See the plus and minus, obviously KDA. But yeah, they do, for consumers, I think they think them fine, but obviously I've tried a lot of earphones. And if you've got a sharper ear, you'll notice that they do lack a little bit of detail, and they do have too much mid bass and upper bass. There's too much of it. But for like I said, for fun, casual gaming, they sound alright. They're nothing amazing, but bear in mind you get all of this for I think it's £42.99, so it's around $50 or so. Plus, obviously, you can get the normal G333, not just this League of Legends variant. But yeah, I think for the price, they're okay. They're nothing amazing, but for consumer use, they should be okay. Now on to the actual conclusion. So my conclusion of the Logitech G333 is, for the kind of price they are aimed at, which is $50 or around $42.99 in the UK, they're not too bad. I like they come with the actual audio adapter, which gives them a bit more functionality. A negative which I've had to mention is the microphone does sound okay, as you've heard, but it does not reject any background noise whatsoever. So if you use these in public, the microphone will pick up like everything, so bear in mind. But on the whole, they're okay. They fit well. The build seems good. They are consumer tuned, so they are low end heavy. They could do with a bit more detail, but for the average Joe out there, shall we say, they're okay. They're nothing amazing, but they do kind of what they're supposed to do, just casual fun gaming on the go or with a computer. But the cable needs to be longer if you need to use it with your computer, because 1.2 meters is basically not long enough. But yeah, on the whole, they're okay. They're nothing amazing. They're not really a bad product, but they do kind of what their target audience is to do. And yeah, I think that's it. So thanks for watching and take care.